bloody real estate agent. I can't believe they did this. We're going to talk about this morning.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Billy Drury, the old man in a young man's stuck in a young man's body. Did I see that you've been a realtor for 7 years on a signboard on Saturday?
Yeah, not so young, no more. Look at that, crept up on us. 7 years in the industry. 7 years with Novak.
Focused,
Yeah,
loyal, hard-working, community guy. Stuck to DY.
stuck to DY. 7 years loyal to DY. Yeah, it's true, guys. You'll see the signboard on Pittwater Road if you're driving through. Very proud of it.
Now, Bill, we're well researched today, and consumers have big issues with real estate agents. As a matter of fact, whenever there's surveys in terms of industries, real estate agents are up there in terms of industries where complaints are prevalent everywhere and out there. Now, very quickly, to understand what people have beefs over when they're dealing with a real estate agent, we made a quick list this morning. Number one is repairs and maintenance. Number two is bond disputes. Number three is underquoting. Number four is evictions. Number five is rent bidding and unlawful rental advertising. Another one is unlawful fees charged to renters. Is number six. Number seven is misrepresentation and handling in conduct for property sales. Number eight, trust account breaches. And number five, failure to pass on offers.
There's a big list there, but I guess it all comes back down to lack of communication, it sounds like. Probably where it starts, and then people not understanding where the rule book is. So that's what we're talking about this morning. I hear the word crackdown, and I think, like, God, it must be out of control. This must be serious.
I think more unnecessary paperwork.
Coming?
When I hear crackdown.
Crackdown, yeah, crackdown's serious, very serious.
Yeah.
But the Min's government is passing through some big legislation at the moment. So this all came about now in March. You can expect to see some change to buying and selling real estate in the next 3 to 6 months once this is passed. And what they're looking at is the way property is advertised, the way it's represented with price, and I guess it maybe has the angle of trying to make buyers' lives easier.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything like this before?
All the time.
So what was the last going back in your years of experience, what was the last reform?
I think there've been a couple of reforms around underbidding. I think it's certainly not the first, where they're talking about it. Probably the biggest one we saw was the auction reforms 25 years ago, where they were trying to eliminate the phony underbidder, and they have to register your bidders at auctions and identify your bidders at auction. I think that was welcomed by the industry. Sort of makes sense when you're spending that amount of money. There's going to be some money laundering stuff coming through as well. Huge. I think it's 1st of June, where agents, conveyancers, mortgage brokers are all going to have to ask some seething questions as to where you got your money from when you buy a property.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic. It's getting up close and personal with your real estate agent. When you're dealing with with buyers. So yeah, this reform work is going to be big. 2016 was another big reform year where they introduced a price guide with a 10% range. No more offers over. But it's obviously gone so far now where they feel like they need to do further work. What they're introducing here is a new set of laws and a new set of penalties for real estate agents. The penalty that they're slapping agents with now is 5 times what it currently is. It's up to $110,000 or 3 times the commission amount, whatever's more for breaking this underquoting law.
Can you explain what underquoting is for people? What is this? What is this term?
Yeah, in layman's terms, it really is representing the property with a price, and the property sells for something totally different. It used to be 10% range from the price guide. So the guide would represent the lower end of a 10% range, and it would be expected that once the agents then received offers, the market has spoken, they can update their guide accordingly to reflect where offers are coming in, and that should be within a 10% goalpost to help buyers understand where they may be able to ascertain value. Now, of course, you can never do that perfectly without having the feedback from the market, but that's why they allow you to update it up and down and then provide paperwork for it. But now it's about to go a bit of a step further. They're bringing in mandatory price guides on all properties advertised, a statement of information explaining how the price was calculated, publication of comparable sales, suburb price and data to support the guide, and a ban on advertising a price lower than a previously rejected offer. That's a big one.
That's a big one.
Say it again.
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's massive.
That's probably the biggest one of all.
Yeah.
But they've had a swing at this before, and it's obviously hasn't worked, so they're doing more now. In relation to this, what's your opinion on it, Bill?
Well, I can understand and see from a government perspective, they're just trying to increase the transparency across the board with buyers and sellers all having like for like information. Yes, we've seen this before, but you've got to understand it's very different in the field. Practicing. I'll give you an example. Going back to that last point there, a ban on advertising a price lower than a previously rejected written offer. What if an owner is to accept an offer or wants an offer to come to fruition at a higher price? The terms simply don't make it work, so they reject it. But the price level is acceptable, and then they can't advertise that guide back on a property. Going forward, you could have an offer, a genuine offer, which doesn't come to fruition, or is rejected on the basis of its terms, and then screws up the campaign for the seller. I think there's going to be a little bit of struggle in the field for agents with some of the stuff.
Well, I guess also there's a non-bona fide offer, whereas an offer can be produced in writing and submitted to an agent, and it's actually not a quality, ready to go offer, but it could be taken as that in the entire marketplace. So when someone puts an offer in writing, what do? Just send it on an email from a Hotmail account, and then now that in that whole $1 million campaign on that $1 million unit gets varied. It also concerns me with auctions, because often an owner will say, look, I'll take that, I'll take that offer at auction, but I won't take it before. So if someone offers a stupidly high offer prior to auction, and then an owner goes, yep, I'll take that at the auction, the agent over the next 3 weeks of the campaign has to advertise that stupid offer. That stupid high offer may not be bona fide. They may not be there at the auction day. So it's going to be, I think there's, this sounds like it's full of trouble on the other side of things. But I guess if everyone's doing it, it's a little bit better if all agents are doing it.
Yeah, the truth is, I think for good operators, fair operators in the marketplace, they're not going to have trouble continuing the good work they're doing. A lot of agents are already providing comparable sales. A lot
You
of
should.
agents are more than happy to help educate a buyer if they're to
Yep.
ask where how can I understand where this price has come from. A lot of agents
Yeah.
are updating their price guides. A lot of agents are communicating offers already with buyers. So I think, you know, good operators, they're not going to struggle with continuing good work. If anything, you hope that these reforms make it, I guess, a better environment for the good operators to shine and for people to pick up their slack where they may not be doing so. That's what you hope. But yeah, it'd be really interesting to watch, you know, the likes of an auction campaign, as you just explained. It may even push buyers away. It may have agents doing the minimum so they don't have to involve themselves. And they just say, we're not having any offers prior to auction. You can just turn up on the date. That's what may happen. Who knows?
Yeah. You could have an express letter saying we're not accepting offers, we'll accept signed contracts and checks only.
It may, you know, so who knows? That's making buyers' lives easier or not. But yeah, this is what's been planned on paper, and it's going to come into effect within 3 to 6 months. You know, they're saying that they must have price guides on properties. So
I think that's handy for a buyer. Like, there's nothing, you know, I've always really enjoyed seeing price guides on properties. Whenever there's not one, I'm like, that's actually one that I don't mind.
yeah. But yeah, look, guys, it's coming in very soon. So
Reform legislation, stay tuned. Could happen super quick. I know you're saying 3 to 6 months, Billy, but I wouldn't be surprised if I saw it come in place in the next 3 to 6 weeks. Have a great week, everyone. Billy, what's on the horizon for this week?
well, it's Happy Monday, so we're just catching up from a busy weekend and setting up for a nice busy week. Excited.
Boom. Have a lovely day.
You too.
See you guys. Take care. Bye.